What's going on, everyone? BLN437 here, back again with another video today, and today I am going to be going over the NL wildcard game. But before I do that, if you guys have not checked out my American League wildcard game recap video, make sure to check it out. It's already uploaded. I'm going to leave a link down in the description, and I'm also going to leave a link in the video at the end of the video, so you guys can click and check that out. But anyways, let's get into the NL wildcard game and my prediction. So we have Sonny Gray. We have Zach Greinke on the mound against Jon Gray, and both pitchers have had a great season. Jon Gray, I believe, went 14-6 with a 3.67 ERA, which isn't a bad ERA, especially in Colorado. If you look at, if you think about how great of a offensive ballpark Colorado is, it's just dominating. And my bad, he is 10-4 with a 3.67 ERA. So that's still not that bad. That's a great season overall for someone that pitches in Colorado. As for Zach Greinke, he is 17-7 with a 3.20 ERA, so he's had a great season. He's back to form, back to that Zach Greinke that we've been accustomed to seeing in LA and Milwaukee and Kansas City when he won the Cy Young in KC. But to me, this game is going to be a little different than the AL wildcard game from last night. I do believe we're going to see some type of offense. I don't think it's going to be just a 2-1 game, a 3-1 game. But then again, I didn't think that the Yankee game was going to be a freaking 8-4 victory or 8-7, not 8-7, but like 8-4, 7-4 stuff, that type of scoring. I didn't expect all those type of balls to be hit hard and just all that type of offense. But I mean, you never know. In a one-game wild card, one guy can be cold and it can just jumpstart a huge offensive going for both teams. But I think that this game is going to see its fair share of runs. I think it's going to be after the 5th or 6th inning when Greinke's out of the game and Jon Gray is out of the game. More so because if you look at the stats, Paul Goldschmidt, I believe, is 0 for 10 with 5 strikeouts against Jon Gray, so he can't hit Jon Gray. He struggles against Jon Gray. You have Zach Greinke on the mound. He's just dominant. But Goldschmidt being 0 for 10 is a big thing to me, just because you need that bat. And yes, David Peralta is going to be playing today, and you got Jake Lamb, who's going to be playing in today's game, and they definitely have their fair share of offense. We all know that Jake Lamb has had a great season this year, so has David Peralta and others on that Arizona Diamondbacks offense. And those are their big guys: David Peralta, Jake Lamb, and Paul Goldschmidt. Obviously, Goldschmidt to me is an MVP candidate. For some people, he might not be because it's overlooked by Giancarlo and Charlie Blackmon, but that's rightfully so. We obviously know that the Colorado Rockies have the offense. They have possibly the MVP in Charlie Blackmon leading off. Been the best leadoff hitter in baseball this year, and probably the best leadoff hitter in baseball, period. Nolan Arenado was coming off another fantastic season. Great season once again, defensively, offensively. The man can just do it all on field. You have... Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. Just a little bit of something in my throat. But, yeah, Nolan Arenado's had a great season. You have Mark Reynolds, who's had a decent season. I don't think he's playing tonight, but if he does play tonight, look out for him. You have Trevor Story, who's come back, and he's had a decent season. Cargo hasn't really been the same Cargo that we've been accustomed to over the past, year or so, but overall, this Rocky team is coming into the playoffs a little cold. They weren't as good as they were earlier on in the season, so that kind of worries me here because it's like they kind of barely made it to the playoffs. They had a decent lead on that second wild card, and then they kind of just cooled down a little bit at the home stretch. And everybody has them winning this game for some reason, and I don't understand why. They haven't really come into the postseason hot. Arizona's coming into the postseason at least a bit better off than they are. Arizona's got pretty much their whole lineup as well. Zach Greinke on the mound, and they're playing at Chase Field, but anything can happen in a one-game wildcard, so I understand why people might choose the Colorado Rockies here. But I think once we get into that 5th or 6th inning and both starters are out of the game, like I said, guys need to emerge. To me, the big guy that we need to look out for in this game for both teams, to me, won't be like the Charlie Blackmons or the Paul Goldschmidts of the world. I think it's going to be Jake Lamb. Jake Lamb or David Peralta has to do some type of damage in this game. Nobody's talking about David Peralta because, like I said, he's not in a big market. Neither do they talk. Well, I mean, we talk about Jake Lamb because he's just so great in the game, but nobody talks about David Peralta. David Peralta is a great player, and he's just had a tremendous season. And as for the Colorado Rockies, I got to look out for DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu has had a very quiet season after having a great offensive season last year, winning the batting title. I believe 2 years ago as well. So he's a great hitter. He just had a very tough like first 2 months of the season. He picked it up a bit towards to after that point, and he's been decent, but he hasn't been the DJ LeMahieu that I expected him to be, and that I've seen from last year and the previous year. So hopefully DJ LeMahieu steps it up today. I believe that he will. I believe he's going to be a key contributor to the Rockies winning this game if they do win this game, and I believe that if the Arizona Diamondbacks expect to win this game, David Peralta must show up and have a great game, and just show people why he's been very underrated this season. And then after that, I mean, you just have to put your faith into me. Two bullpens that I don't necessarily know if these two bullpens are good enough to stop each other's offenses. I mean, you have Archie Bradley that if Greinke can go 6, and I said this with Severino, and Severino did not do that last night. But if Greinke can go 6, and you give Archie Bradley the ball for at least the 7th and 8th inning, that's perfect. That's the perfect scenario. That's obviously what the Arizona Diamondbacks want. You want to be able to get Greinke, at least get Greinke into 6 innings, and then after you get Greinke for 6 innings, you go to Archie Bradley in the 7th and 8th inning. And Archie Bradley, obviously the former starter, now a relief pitcher, has had a great season overall. I mean, he's found a natural home in the pen. And then you have to go with, just hope that Fernando Rodney can close this game out. Now, Fernando Rodney has been so-and-so to me this year. I'm surprised that they're going to stick with Fernando Rodney as their closer. I really don't know how I feel about Rodney. He's one of those guys that just, I don't get it. He can be so electric at times, and then he can just be so awful at times. And it's just like, I don't understand how you can be so bad but yet so good. And somehow, some way, he finds a way to piece it together and get saves. But I don't know. I'm very worried about Fernando Rodney here. I really am. He's had a okay season. I guess he's got 39 saves and a 4.23 ERA with 65 strikeouts. So I mean, the strikeouts are there, the saves are there with 39. But I don't trust that, man. I really don't trust Fernando Rodney, and I think that that's going to be a big thing. They need to get a big lead, and they need to get a big lead against the Rockies. If they don't score, to me, if the Diamondbacks do not score 5 to 6 runs here, and at least have a 3-run lead or a 4-run lead going into the 9th, I don't know if I trust Fernando Rodney saving this game. As for the Colorado Rockies, they need Jesus. Why do I keep saying Sonny Gray? They need John Gray to pretty much pitch his best game here. Pitch at least 6 innings as well. And then after they get 6 innings, hopefully give the ball at least to one of their relief pitchers. I don't know who you can have other than, to me, their best relief pitcher in my eyes is at least Chris Rudson. Chris Rudson, if you can get the ball to Chris Rudson, right, and you get him at least, same scenario, 7th inning, and he can give you 2 innings, the 7th and the 8th inning, and then on top of that, you can get Greg Holland to close the game out in the 9th. I trust that bullpen more so than I trust Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen. It has Greg Holland. He's had a great season. Chris Rudson has had a great season as well. He can get both lefties and righties out. Don't fool you that just because he's a left-handed pitcher that he can't get lefties out. He can, or righties, because he can get righties out. And then you have Pat Neshek as well, who, obviously he's a good, decent hard ball, not hard ball. He just has that hard delivery to just pick up on. He has that weird sidearm delivery. Pitched well in the World Baseball Classic. Came from the Phillies in that deal around, I believe, the trade deadline as well. And then on top of that, you have Mike Dunn, you have Jake McGee, who are all left-handed specialists. So that's why I said you don't really need to worry about Chris Rudson going up against lefties. If you want to mix and match with lefties, and you want to go, lefty, on multiple occasions, you have Mike Dunn, you have Tyler Anderson, and you have Jake McGee, who can all come out of the bullpen and give you that lefty-on-lefty matchup. Then you have, like I said, Chris Rudson, who can pitch the 7th and 8th, and then give it to Greg Holland. But now saying that, to me, my prediction for this game, the team that I predict to win this game will be, I hate to say it, I just think that, I just have a feeling that the Colorado Rockies aren't going to be able to get it done. They've had a very cold they've had a very cold off season so far. I mean, not off season. They've had a very cold second half going into the postseason so far. And I just don't trust that right now. You can't go into the postseason and you can't come into the postseason being inconsistent. To me, what got me so worried about the Twins, and I stated in my video yesterday, was that the Twins were coming in hot. Even though they didn't have a Miguel Sano, the Twins were coming in hot. And that's the key. If you can get into the postseason hot, you have a shot. But that being said, I predicted that the Arizona Diamondbacks will win this game. I believe they will win this game 5-3. I think that Greinke will go 6 innings. I think John Gray will go 6 innings, but the bullpens is where we're going to start to see the runs being scored. And I just personally believe that that's how it's going to go. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video here. I believe, like I said, I'm going to go with the D-backs. I believe the D-backs will pull through at Chase Field at home with Zack Greinke on the mound. They might surprise me, and this might be a low ending affair. But anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment as well. Let me know who you guys think will win this game tonight. I am rolling with the D-backs. If you guys are rolling with the Rockies, let me know. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys later on for another video, which will be the recap video for this game. Later, guys.